Hope everybody's doing good. Happy Saturday. Hope that you guys are enjoying your weekend. Today, we're talking about what it really takes to get rid of fibroids, okay? We're talking about what it really takes to get rid of fibroids because majority of women that follow me and that watch my live streams are dealing with fibroids, and they are desiring to shrink and dissolve their fibroids naturally, okay? Hopefully, majority of the women watching me, right? They're wanting to go on their journey. Whether they're dealing with smaller fibroids or larger fibroids, right? They are desiring, or maybe cyst, or maybe endometriosis, right? They're desiring to shrink and dissolve their fibroids naturally. And if that's you, let me know in the chat, okay? So we're gonna talk about what it really takes to do so, okay? As somebody that has in the past dissolved an 8 centimeter fibroid, okay, 8 centimeters, and that has helped at this point hundreds of women through courses, through working with me all over the world, okay, because I've had clients all over the world dissolve their fibroids, okay? So not just shrink their fibroids, also a lot of women have dissolved their fibroids, all right? So I love what I do. I love putting the power back into women's hands when it comes to their health, when it comes to their reproductive health, because when we have womb issues, this is a reflection on, this is like feedback of our actual internal health, okay? Also emotional health as well. So it's so important that when you're dealing with womb issues to go through the process of healing your womb, you know, restoring your hormonal balance, right? Getting your body back healthy, you know, getting rid of these growths and these cysts. I can't express enough how important this is, okay? And we're gonna talk about it today, all right? So we're gonna talk about what it takes to get rid of fibroids. If you're watching me from YouTube, TikTok, hi, welcome. If you're new, I would love to know. If you're watching me for the first time, I would love to know, okay? And if you guys don't mind, tap on that screen so we can get more women in here. Share this live stream if you can, so that we can get more women in here who are dealing with fibroids, who are going through the process of healing their womb, and give them, you know, give them more insight on their journey. I appreciate the likes. Yes. Hi, Coach Tamara. Thank you so much for the likes. Yes. Let's get more likes so that we can, the algorithm can push this out to more women. You guys know how this works, okay? Y'all know how TikTok works, all right? So we're gonna talk about what it takes to get rid of fibroids. If you're watching me for the first time, hi and welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. If you're returning, hi and welcome as well, okay? I'm happy that you've come back. My name is Sasha. For those who are wondering who is this woman, my name is Sasha. I am a holistic womb specialist, and what I do is I help women dissolve their fibroids and also to reverse reproductive health conditions, right? Chronic reproductive health conditions, right? Such as endometriosis, adenomyosis, of course, fibroids, ovarian cysts, even PCOS, things like that. So womb issues, uterine prolapse. So I love what I do. And I do this through my womb detoxification framework that actually addresses the root cause, right? So I'm all about root cause healing. When we talk about fibroids, when we talk about any reproductive health issue, the key to healing is getting to the root cause of the problem, right? This is this piece that so many people that talk about fibroids do not discuss. And this is why I always say that fibroids, majority of the information out there about fibroids is incomplete, or it's just wrong information, right? As somebody that's been studying this for years and that has completely dissolved an 8 centimeter fibroid and has helped many women dissolve their fibroids, right? In case you're watching me for the first time. So let me make sure that I make sure that we don't want any trolls on YouTube. So let me make sure only subscribers can write to me on, can comment on the chat. All right, so I want to talk about what it takes to get rid of fibroids, okay? As you guys are coming in, tap on the screen. Our goal for today's live stream is 10,000 likes. I'm going live every day in the month of December. Did not go live yesterday. There was a lot going on, but I'm going live every day in the month of December, okay? So be sure to like the video so that we can push this out to more women. If you are watching from YouTube, be sure to click the thumbs up button, okay? All right, so let's get started. Thank you so much, DY, for liking the video. Let's let's get these likes up. Okay, so let me know if you guys have questions in the chat. Feel free to ask them if you guys, you know, all that stuff, right? And be sure that you guys are on our email list as well, so you'll know what topic I'm going live about, what time I'm going live, and I give out so much amazing information on my my emails, okay? And also on Sacred Womb Letters, even more so, okay? So be sure to subscribe to those too, and you can do that by clicking the link in my bio. Okay, So what does it take to actually get rid of fibroids? And if you're dealing with fibroids, whether you're watching from YouTube or whether you're watching from TikTok, put a one in the chat, because I want to make sure that we have, you know, we have women in here that are actually, you know, dealing with fibroids, or if we just have people coming in and out. Let me know in the chat, put a one in the chat if you are currently dealing with fibroids or, you know, any other reproductive health issue. Put a one in the chat so I know I'm talking to the right audience, okay? Because I know that sometimes, okay, we have some ones. Okay, so I'm talking to the right audience. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys for actually answering back. I appreciate that. I know some people are watch from the background, don't really answer, you know, when I ask questions. And I love to know, and I said this earlier, but I would love to know where y'all are watching from. Let me know in the chat. Okay, so what does it really take to get rid of fibroids, okay? Number one, we have to stop chasing our symptoms, okay? And actually start healing. What is that? What actually caused a fibroid? What does that actually mean? You have to understand that fibroids is a symptom of a larger problem going on in the body. When we have fibroids, we're dealing with hormonal breakdown in the body. We're dealing with your hormones are out of balance. We're dealing with estrogen dominance, right? We're dealing with a congested lymphatic system. We're dealing with a backed up digestive system. We're dealing with lots of toxins in the body, right? We're dealing with our elimination pathways backed up, such as our liver, our kidneys. These things that help our body, you know, dispel, help our body get rid of waste is backed up. So this is why when you're going on a healing process, when you're healing the womb, you got to support these organs so that they can actually do their job effectively and efficiently, right? So when it comes to reproductive health, when it comes to fibroids, let me know in the chat, has this happened to you? Western medicine, your doctors focuses on the symptoms. They focus on managing the fibroid. They don't focus on actually getting to the root cause of how the fibroid developed in the body, right? And you want to get out of that. What it really takes to get rid of fibroids is to stop just focusing on the symptom. The symptom is the fibroid. This is why women will go to surgery. This is why women will go to UFE procedures, which is the uterine fibroid embolization procedure, right? Instead of actually getting to the root of changing their lifestyle, getting to the root of why the fibroids occurred, right? So for you to eliminate fibroids, you got to shift out of just managing your symptoms. You have to shift out of that and actually heal what actually caused the fibroids to occur. Heal your body, because here's the thing. Fibroids are literally just a reflection of what's going on in your body, okay? We're going to talk about that, but one of the changes that are required is actually healing your hormones, okay? Healing your hormones. That's so important because your hormones are out of balance when you have fibroids. Also, your lymphatic system. Also, healing the elimination organs, right? Supporting the elimination organs, right? It's so important. It's not just a lifestyle. Let me not say lifestyle changes, because that makes it seem like it's so casual. No. A lifestyle transformation. You can't go back to the same way of living that you did that caused you to develop the fibroid. You have to evolve out of that, okay? A lot of women want to go back to the same way they were living, same way they were eating, the same way they weren't taking care of themselves, the same way they were neglecting their mental health, the same stress patterns, and they just want to take a pill and think the fibroid is going to go away, or a supplement, and that's not going to happen. You got to get to the root of what actually caused the fibroids to occur in the first place. What was going on? And this is what I tell women. I want you to go back to when you developed fibroids. Go back to when you were diagnosed. What was going on in your life right before you were diagnosed? Were you happy with your life? And most people were in stressful relationships. Most people were maybe divorcing. Some women were dealing with, maybe loss in the family, stress, maybe a period of it could have been COVID, right? Which was a very stressful time. Yes, stress, exactly. I got them after keto. Woo! Thank you for sharing that. Let me pin that comment, because I've been saying that for years. If keto diet is now, let me just say this, right? The keto diet, thank you for sharing that, by the way. I'm not saying the keto diet is all bad, but eating all this meat, eating all this butter, and come on now. We should know about now that is messing up. You was only for 6 years. You were messing up your digestive system. Thank you for saying that, right? Thank you for sharing that, because a lot of people don't share after engaging in these weird diets, right? what actually happens afterwards. And keto is one of those diets that, I mean, if you follow, you may be able to do it for a short time and experience benefits, but after being on it for a while, it's gonna back up your liver, your kidneys, your digestive system. When I see what some of them are eating, the same thing with the carnivore diet, it scares me. I'm like, oh my God, I feel sorry for the kidneys, the liver, that digestive system. You feel good at first because you're letting go of sugar, which is a good thing, right? You're letting go of starchy carbs and things like that, which is a good thing. But then putting on that meat in your body, no. So that is not, and you definitely want to avoid diets like that when you have fibroids, okay? But anyway, so you have to understand that fibroids are a result of deeper imbalances. Somebody said after COVID and death of your father. I'm so sorry, death of father in 2022 now has grown to 7 centimeters. Yeah, stress will do it, ladies. It tends to be after loss. It tends to be after, whether it's death in the family, whether it's even something like a miscarriage, whether it's, a relationship stress, right? Whether it's just life stress, right? Whether it's a stressful job. I've heard that it tends to be after a stressful event, whether it's you being a caregiver. I've heard that as well. Because you know why? And a lot of people are like, well, we can't control life stresses, right? Things happen in life. That's the reality of life. That's the ebbs and flows of life. These things happen, right? Bad or good, right? I'm not saying you can avoid bad things happening, but what I am saying is that we can control how our body responds to them. You know why? If we are living a healthy lifestyle, pretty much that's our default, then when these things happen, our body can better prepare to handle them, right? Our body can better prepare to handle them. But if your body is always used to being stressed out, if your body is always used to being stressed out in a state of stress, of course, when something really stressful happens, that's like unloading the trigger right there. That's like, that's going to cause more and more issues, right? So hopefully that's going to cause your body to just break down. So hopefully that makes sense. Good morning. There are natural ways to heal 𝐻𝐵𝑟𝑜salpinx. I know I'm saying that totally wrong. Is that a medical term for blocked tubes? Let me know. Does hormones, because I know it sounds familiar. I don't work in the medical field, so I'm not really familiar with medical terms like that, right? So I just want to make that very clear. I work in the holistic field. That's a whole different thing. Does hormone teas work? No. So I need us to evolve, and that's one thing we're going to talk about today. We're going to evolve out of thinking that one thing works for fibroids or these quick fixes work for fibroids. I'm not saying you drinking a hormonal tea is bad, but what I am saying is that you have to evolve and understand that you got to understand, why is your body out of balance? So you can't live the same lifestyle and think that you're going to drink a tea and everything's going to be healed, right? We got to get out of that. And then estrogen also fuels them, but so they can grow super fast. That's true, but what fuels estrogen? What causes estrogen to become out of balance? The foundational hormones, right? Because a lot of women, that's why I say the majority of fibroid information online is incomplete. And it's incomplete, and it's causing a lot of people to focus on the wrong things, right? So what causes estrogen, your sex hormones, to become out of balance? Something has to happen before the sex hormones can become out of balance. The foundational hormones are cortisol and insulin. So when your body's in a state of stress, cortisol levels rise, that's going to have a ripple effect in the body, causing the sex hormones to tank, right, to become out of balance, right? This is why I say go back to when you first developed fibroids. It was some type of stress in your life, right? Hey, Marsh, welcome. Good morning. Yes, please like, subscribe as well. If you're watching from YouTube, like and subscribe. All right, so we got to stop chasing our symptoms and actually get to the root cause of what's going on with the fibroids. But it's not just estrogen. It's not just estrogen. Number one is, if you want to look at number one, what fuels them, the number one thing is actually cortisol and insulin, because that's going to cause the estrogen to become out of control in the body, right? So hopefully that makes sense. And for those, and if you're watching from TikTok, our goal is 10,000 likes. Our goal on TikTok is 10,000 likes, okay? Good morning. Is anything natural helps urinary tract? Here's the thing. I'm not the type of person that will say, hey, take this. I'm not a doctor, right? And you're going to get rid of this. I'm all about lifestyle changes, right? Lifestyle transformation. What actually caused the issue in the first place? So I'm not about just suppressing the symptoms so you can feel better for a little bit. Because if you're just looking for something, a tea or a supplement, it's going to come right back. I'm about getting to the root cause of the problem, okay? So what helps with that? You getting to the root of why that happened, right? We got to get our body back in balance. If we're dealing with urinary issues, bacteria in the body, we have to heal. It's an internal problem. So we have to get out of this, oh, I just want to find a quick fix. And again, that's chasing the symptoms, because there's the same thing with fibroids, right? But let me get off of that because we talk about fibroids. All right, so so a lot of people, when they have fibroids too, they focus on the symptoms. And rightfully so, because symptoms, as somebody that knows this, fibroids, I've been working with women that have fibroids for many years, and also too used to have fibroids as well, not once but twice. The symptoms can be awful, right? From heavy, horrible periods, right? To, extreme pain, to back pain, to constipation. The symptoms can really, like I said, as a matter of fact, over 57% of women that have fibroids, their fibroids affect them daily, right? Their symptoms affect them daily, not just when they're on their cycle. So you could be dealing with a fibroid belly. I call the fibroid belly like the your enlarged uterus causing your stomach to harden, like that bloated look every single day, looking like you're pregnant, but you're not really pregnant. The fibroid belly, right? So a lot of times we focus in on the symptoms, but without actually getting to the root of why the fibroid actually developed, right? So you have to be careful with that. We can get so focused in on the symptoms, and I understand that, but then what about what's causing this fibroid to thrive? What's causing this fibroid to continuously grow? What's causing this fibroid to take root in my body and just, like I said, grow and just take over and cause anemia and all this crap? What's causing that, right? We can't just look at the fibroid, and the fibroid is a symptom. The fibroid is one of the symptoms, but what caused it to develop? It didn't come out of nowhere. And if somebody says that it's genetic, that's incomplete information, right? We could be more predisposed to certain conditions, but that doesn't mean we have to get them. What occurred in your life? What habits were you engaging in? What lifestyle were you living? What kind of self-neglect was happening for us to develop fibroids? Because like I always say, fibroids is a form of some self-neglect, emotionally, physically, mentally, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, when we're stressed, we neglect ourselves, right? We have to get out, especially women. We have to get out of that, right? So you have to shift from actually chasing your symptoms to getting to the root cause. You got to shift out of chasing. Chasing your symptoms will never heal you, ever. And that's what the medical system does, right? Chase symptoms. You will be chasing symptoms for the rest of your life. You got to get out of that and actually get to the root. Any issue that you have, get to the root cause and nip it in the bud. Stop chasing, just trying to suppress the symptoms, making yourself feel better for today. Think about, when it comes to your health, think about tomorrow. Think about next year. Think short term, but also long term as well, okay? And a lot of us don't. I was with you until that I'm a diagnostic. Okay, so I'm not, here's the thing. If you are it's not always so simple. LaShante, I'm not giving, here's the thing. I don't give medical advice because medical advice doesn't heal. This is holistic, okay? This is holistic advice. I don't give medical advice because if you cling to medical advice when it comes to fibroids, when it comes to reproductive health conditions, you will never get rid of your fibroids, or you will continuously regrow fibroids, okay? So if you're in the medical field, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really care about your opinion, because you're part of the, I don't want to put it on you, but the system that you're working for is not trying to heal you, right? We know that healthcare in the US, especially, in the Western medicine, right? In the Western world, is there to keep you sick. We already know that. So if you're not looking from a holistic lens, this is what my advice is for, this is where my advice is coming from, then of course you're not gonna agree with me, okay? And that's totally fine, all right? So this is not the live stream for you or anybody else that's coming from that angle. I don't get it. I don't know why they come in my lives and I work for this, I don't care. Y'all the reason why people are still sick, still have fibroids, and still are dealing with these, and fibroids are, okay, bye. You don't have to announce it. You could just leave. Goodbye. Now, next, let's talk about it. Let's talk about letting go of fear when it comes to our body, okay? Trusting your body again. And I know when you have fibroids, it feels like your body has failed you. It feels like you kind of live in fear of your own body, right? Especially, I got fibroids at a young age. I was in my 20s, right? Now that's the norm, which is crazy. But You feel as though your body has failed you, right? You're fearful of your future fertility. You're fearful of what's going to happen in 10 years, what's going to happen in all of these. It doesn't make any sense, right? I'm in the medical field and prefer holistic healing. You know what, Miss Tweety? A lot of people in the medical field do on like behind the scenes, but then we have the brainwashed ones, right? Okay, but anyway, so living with fibroids, especially if you've been living with fibroids for some time, can create fear. You have a fear of worsening symptoms. You have a fear of the unknown. You have a fear of your future fertility. There tends to be this fear, right? However, to truly heal your body, you have to shift out of that fear state. You gotta, because that fear state comes out of not having control. It comes out of not knowing what to do, not having control, right? That's where the fear comes from. But you gotta shift out of fear and shift into empowerment and shift into accepting total responsibility for your health, right? And I know that's hard for some people to do because we're taught to be victims of our health, but that does not serve you in any type of way, right? So you have to trust that your body is capable of healing. You have to have that inner trust, and it can be really hard, right? It can be really hard, right? But you have to trust that, and you also too have to gain the tools and knowledge to actually heal your body. But you have to first, before you do all that, trust that your body can heal. Trust that your womb can heal. Trust that your body is a self-healing mechanism, right? Let me get this thing on my left. Sorry. Your body's a self-healing mechanism and can heal naturally and fully. You gotta trust. And I know that some people it's hard for them to conceptualize because they've been brainwashed so much that you have no control over your health. There's nothing you could do, right? Your health happens to you. All of this stuff. There's been so much fear mongering around health and not enough empowerment. And part of what I do is I put the power back into women's hands, right? So this mindset of choosing empowerment over fear, this is an important step of womb healing your womb, getting rid of your fibroids, trusting that your body can dissolve fibroids once you get out of its way, right? Trusting that your body can get rid of fibroids once you get out of its way, okay? It's really important for you to understand, to embrace empowerment and not to feel as though you're a victim, because you're never a victim. You're not a victim, right? So it's important. Don't see yourself as a victim. See yourself as somebody that can actually get rid of this, right? I don't care how long you've been dealing with fibroids. I don't care how long you've been dealing with fibroids. I get it. Some people have been dealing with fibroids for, let me know in the chat, how long have you ladies been dealing with fibroids? And thank you, Shar, for liking the video. Our goal for TikTok is 10,000 likes, by the way. Okay, FYI. It's important, right? So this mindset allows you to trust that you have power over your own health. You have power over your own health, right? Let me say it again. You have power over your own health. Take responsibility for what's going on in your body so that you can change it. You can change it, okay? That's important. That empowerment is important. I know that's extremely important because a lot of us, like I said, we think that health happens to us, and we're taught that in the medical field, that you have no control. You just, everything's genetic and all of these lies that we've been taught, right? Your health just happens to you. It's all about luck, which is absolutely ridiculous. Take it for somebody that's healed her body and that has healed many women. And you can look at our testimonials too, the medical industry doesn't heal. They will keep you as a lifetime customer, okay? They're not there to heal you, right? So we have to get out of this victim mentality when it comes to our health, because you're not a victim. You have control over your health, okay? Now, another thing thank you so much for sharing the video, the live stream. Another thing too that has to happen is that you gotta stop looking for quick fixes. Y'all, this one is a huge one. Y'all gotta stop. And I just got a question about teas and this and that, right? All of these supplements, I get it. There's so many things online that you think, oh my God, they say that this oil gets rid of fibroids, or this tea gets rid of fibroids, or this, and it's so easy to fall into that. Y'all have to stop and understand that, listen, it takes a lifestyle transformation. And a lot of people don't want to do the work. They don't want to change their diet. They don't want to change their lifestyle. They want to continue to stay in their comfort zone, their toxic comfort zone. Okay? And that when your body actually has developed fibroids, part of that is because You're meant to evolve out of the way you were living before was not conducive to you thriving, not conducive to you becoming your best self, was not conducive to you healing, right? Part of how you were living your life before. So it's like a message to you. You have to evolve out of how you've been living your life. And a lot of people want to keep their same bad habits, right? You have to evolve past that, ladies. So I want to say this: healing fibroids does take time. It takes dedication. It takes you being consistent. And it takes you having a long-term perspective on your health, right? It's not just about how you feel today. And the beauty of it is when you're on a womb healing diet, if you really know what you're doing, if you're getting to the root cause of the problem, all of your symptoms should be gone within a month, within 30 days or less. Some people even less. The heavy bleeding, right? The horrible cycles, even the fibroid belly. And if you look at our testimonials, if you look at our TikTok, the pin, one of our pin comments, the lady got rid of literally a enlarged uterus, a fibroid belly, whatever you want to call it. Literally she had large fibroids. Her stomach looked like it was about 8, 9 months pregnant. She was able to dissolve that within a month, right? To, I would say, to looking a tiny bit bloated, right? So she was able to, this large fibroid belly, she was able to dissolve a lot of it, most of it within a month, right? So that tells you the power of healing. The body is very powerful, right? The body is very powerful. Now, I do tell women don't focus so much on time, but just know that if you continue doing the work and getting to the root cause of the problem and being consistent, you're going to see transformative results. You're going to see transformative results, but a lot of people don't want to do the work, right? So it's easier to fall into the trap of looking for medication or looking for a tea or looking for these superficial detoxes that only provide us temporary relief, but that don't actually get to the root cause of the problem. So when we talk about lasting fibroid elimination, to make it sustainable, we have to get to the root cause of the issue. Okay, and FYI, can we like the video? TikTok, we're slowing down on the likes. We got 3.1. We have to get to 10,000 likes before the end of this video. If you are watching from YouTube, be sure to click the thumbs up button, okay? Like I always say, I'm giving you information that your doctor doesn't even give you, okay? Thank you, Mrs. Sweetie. Yes, see your journey. Yes, thank you for liking the video. Like. Thank you. If I see your name again, I don't think her. Okay. Forgot, starts with an N. Okay, nice something. I accidentally sent somebody an invite. If I sent you an invite, do not come up. That was an accident, okay? That was an accident. Ooh, I don't know how to do that. Niceness. Thank you so much for liking the video. Okay, so like. Let's get to 10,000 likes. Okay, so y'all gotta stop falling for the trap of short-term relief. We're trying to heal. We gotta evolve out of that, right? I know that it's in our society today, it's so easy to fall into that because everybody is just telling you, hey, this one product will get rid of fibroids. This one thing you do will get rid of fibroids. Y'all, no, okay? No. Unless it's actually getting to the root cause of the problem, it's not gonna get rid of fibroids, right? You gotta get to the root cause of the problem. This is actually helping you heal your hormones. Unless it's actually helping you restore balance back into your body, if it's helping you with the liver, helping you with the kidneys, helping you actually with your body's, helping your body get to a point of detoxification every single day. This is why instead of looking for a detox, get your body to detoxing every single day, because our bodies are naturally meant to detoxify itself every single day. How do we do that? By getting the elimination organs healthy so it can actually efficiently and effectively do their job, right? So if we have fibroids, those elimination organs are not working efficiently. They're sluggish. They're congested. They're struggling. Okay, so it's part of that is getting the body's filtration system, the body's detoxification system working efficiently. Okay, that's important, right? That's the important part of healing your hormones, right? So another thing too, what it takes to get rid of fibroids. And let me just say this for those that are wondering, I know that some people asked about hormonal health earlier. We do have a masterclass coming up this week, or next week Sunday, next week on the 14th of December on Sunday, we do have our winter hormone reset masterclass coming up Sunday. It will be on Zoom the 14th of December at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so the early bird rate was actually supposed to expire yesterday, but I've extended it until Monday, okay? Because I didn't go live yesterday. So I've extended it until Monday. So if you have not signed up for the winter hormone reset and you have hormonal issues, which you do if you have fibroids or endometriosis or ovarian cyst or heavy bleeding, any issues with your menstrual cycle, the large part of getting rid of fibroids is healing your hormones. So if you want to learn how to fully heal your hormones the holistic way, be sure to come into that masterclass, okay? So if you have issues with fertility, if you have issues with fibroids, if you have issues with any of these reproductive health issues or perimenopausal issues, be sure to sign up for that masterclass. Link is in my bio. The early bird rate is $111. You can use Klarna, Afterpay, and it's going to be, you have lifetime access to the replay. You can use Klarna, Afterpay, or Affirm at checkout. And it goes up, the regular price is $222, which it will be after Monday. So be sure to sign up before Monday. All right. So, okay. Now, you have to understand that your womb is not just a physical organ. It's also an emotional vault. So when we're healing the womb, we also have to do emotional work as well. So if you're dealing with fibroids, there's also a lot emotionally that we're hanging into on a deeper level, whether it's a lot of emotions, whether it's, pain, grief, anger, frustration, right? Whether it's buried dreams, block creativity, a lot of childhood trauma that we may be hanging on to, heartbreak, right? There's something deeper that we're hanging on to, or a series of negative emotions that we're hanging on to, that we suppress, that we haven't healed from, right? So a lot of times when we think as though, oh, that was a long time ago, and we haven't really unpacked it, we haven't really processed through it, we don't understand that the body keeps score. So you're not just a physical being, you're also an energetic being, contrary to popular belief, okay? So when you are healing your womb, there's also emotional work that has to be done, right? And a lot of people don't understand that holistic means whole. So physically, emotionally, spiritually. So it's a lot of emotional things that emotional healing that we have to do as well. And a lot of people, this can be uncomfortable for a lot of people, right? Because a lot of times we just want to bury things, right? But here's the thing, the body keeps score. So your womb, your sacred feminine organ, is holding that heartbreak that you haven't healed from. It's holding on to that, the grief, the loss, the anger, the frustration, right? And creating these tumors, right? Your fibroids are buried parts of yourself in a sense. So to fully address fibroids, to fully eliminate fibroids, we do have to address the body, the mind, the spirit as well, right? So that's important. So we have to, it's not just, because a lot of women want to know, well, what diet, what do you do physically? But a lot of women are not understanding that, okay, yes, that's a part of it. What about emotional healing as well? This is really important as well, okay? So equally as important, and that tends to be harder for some people, especially if we've buried so much we suppressed so much, right? So that emotional work has to be done. And the beauty of it, womb healing, is that you come out a better person, right? You come out more free. You come out like, you feel more in alignment. You feel more free. You feel more, how can I say this? I don't think you, Marshall. Oh, you feel more in alignment. You feel more free. You feel more, how can I say this? You merge more with your higher self. When women are healing their body of fibroids, they feel lighter physically and emotionally. They feel more alive. Thank you, Marsha. More alive. Like you feel more like you're living in alignment to the life that you're supposed to be living. Not everybody else's life or what people expect of you. You become more of yourself. It's like a return back to self, right? Without all of the shackles that you were living under before. Okay, so because the fibroids can serve as shackles, right? They take over so much. They take over our lives emotionally, physically. They can take over your sex life. There's so many things they can take over. Your fertility, they can really take over, right? So, but knowing that you have control of that, You can't allow it. You can't allow it to take over your life. You have to heal from it. Okay, so I want to reiterate that. All right. So, a part of healing your womb is also too, like getting rid of fibroids, is choosing yourself first. Choosing yourself. What does that mean? A lot of women, they will make everything else more important than themselves in their life. Whether it's, work, whether it's family, right? Not saying that the family and work and things like that is not important, but your own self-love, because healing your womb is a part of self-love. It's literally a self-love journey. So prioritizing their own health, prioritizing their well-being, they will kind of brush that to the side and instead focus on everything else outside of them, right? So it's important that you understand a lot of women that have fibroids have neglected their health, whether it's even for the needs of others most of the time, whether it's emotional health, physical health, right? And it tends to be all of that. It tends to be all of that. So, or, they've neglected their health for family, for their careers, for everything else outside of them. So when you're healing your body, when you're healing your womb, right? It's a chance for you to put yourself first, to really, like I said, prioritize your health, prioritize, your healing journey. Because guess what? When you're healing your womb, you have to make yourself a priority. You can't just brush it to the side and just think it's gonna work. It's not gonna work if you do that. You have to make it a priority. You have to go through the process of healing your hormones. You have to go through the process of changing lifestyle, changing your lifestyle habits, right? And some of these habits have been embedded in us for many, many years. So it can be really hard. You have to start saying no to things that stress you out. You have to start adapting to nourishing practices, right? You have to start creating boundaries in your life. A lot of people, that scares a lot of people, right? So you have to start, honoring yourself instead of neglecting yourself. Because if you have fibroids, there's a form of self-neglect there. So that's really important. So it's about really choosing yourself. Not choosing and I'm not saying other things, in your life have to fall to the wayside. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that first you have to choose yourself. And when you choose yourself, you show up as a better, whether it's, wife, friend, daughter, whatever, right? You show up as a better mother. You show up better in your life, and you show up better for you, and you show up better for others, because they can actually enjoy all of you, and not just you with imbalanced hormones, you with the fibroids. Because if bleeding so much every single month with the anemia, they actually get the healthy version of you, which is worth much more than the sick version of you. Okay. So I want to reiterate that, right? I want to reiterate that. So in order to heal our wounds, we do have to put ourselves first, right? We do have to say no sometimes. We do have to, create boundaries. We do have to start incorporating, changing our lifestyle, changing, and also too, this is going to cause you to get out of your comfort zone, which a lot of women don't want to do, right? So I hope that this is helpful, okay? I know I came live on a Saturday. We're going live every single day in the month of December, all right? So if you want to know, if you want a reminder, and also if you want access to our 7 days of Fibroid Truth Healing series, be sure to click the link in my bio and get on our email list, okay? Subscribe to our email list. If you're watching from YouTube, be sure to click the link in my description box and subscribe to our email list so that you can get our 7-day Fibroid Truth Healing series. Also, too, our 3-month intensive. I talked about our winter hormone reset masterclass that is next week, Sunday, on Zoom. So if you haven't signed up, go ahead and sign up, because it will, the early bird price has been extended till Monday, but after Monday, the price will double. It will go back to the regular price. We also have our 3-month intensive. We are accepting clients to work with me for the first 3 months of the year, January, February, March, all the way up until April 1st. And I'm so excited about that. So if you have been wanting to work with me, if you know that, listen, you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis in a program that's going to help you completely heal your womb, that's going to help you get to the root cause of your fibroids, dissolve your fibroids, and it's going to personalize womb healing to you and your lifestyle, be sure to click the link. if you want to work with me, this is our highest level program, by the way, right? The Detoxify Your Womb program. So if you want more information about our 3-month intensive, the link is in my bio. You can put a deposit down for the intensive before we have, it's about $750 deposit. That's not the price of the program, but that's the deposit you put down before December 15th. And then the next deposit is not due until, payment is not due until January 16th. So check it out. If you want more information about the 3-month intensive, the link is in my bio if you're watching from YouTube. If you're watching from TikTok, the link is in my description box if you're watching from YouTube, okay? So that's all I got today, ladies. Thank you so much. We didn't make it to 10,000 likes. We didn't make it to, but we got to 6.7. Thank you, Shar, excuse me, and sweetie Danielle, Ness, everybody that liked the video. I appreciate you, ladies. I'll be live again tomorrow, every day at 9, every day this month at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, we're not trying to. We want this to be the last year we deal with we deal with fibroids, ladies. Have the 2025 be the last year you deal with fibroids, right? The last year that you deal with fibroids. Some of you, like I always say, have been dealing with fibroids for 5 years, 10 years, decades even. Let this be the last year, okay? All right, so that's all. I'm gonna go now. Be sure to get on our email list, all right? Bye, ladies. Have a good day.